Hello and welcome to Soul-Based Crafts and Creations. I am Louise and today is Monday the 25th of August. Well, in fact, at the time of recording this, it's Thursday the 21st of August, but in about 6 hours' time, I will have a 3-year-old running around for the next week and a bit. So I'm trying to get this video recording and a couple of other video recordings done before he gets here. So it's Monday, but here we go. So with it being Monday, it's Magazine Makes Monday, Boggy Creek Blankets. Can't believe I'm on episode 24. And as discussed, as I said last week, I was going to have a think about how I was going to go about it. Now, I actually, as I say, I'm recording this on Thursday, so I watched last night's unboxing on of Boggy Creek Blankets. Now, I know I'm not going to complete enough blankets to warrant sending this year. I will probably only complete, I'll probably only complete 3 blankets. So I've decided I will continue as I am at the moment and try and get more blankets finished in time for me to send for next year. So we will continue as I have been. Hopefully I will be able to do more in time rather than, because now that little man should be starting nursery, I won't be having him quite so often or for quite so long. So it should be a little bit easier for me to be able to do more crochet when he's not here. So let's get on with doing and showing and getting it drawn, because not only have I got to get these videos done, but I've also got to rearrange the living room, which is where my studio is. Because when he is here, that's where he spends most of his time. So everything of the studio has to be put away. Otherwise, I wouldn't have much of the studio part left, with him being a 3-year-old, quite excited and likes to run around a lot. Okay, let's go get on with this. So last week's draw was from the Montgomerie cards, Granny Square cards, and Crochet Stitches book, and the Coco stitch cards and stitch library book. So from the Montgomerie cards, we have the Granny circle to a square. Can't tell whether that's focusing properly, but so we got a Granny circle to a square, the official, and the unofficial was the April square. Oh, that is so washed out today. The middle is actually yellow, and then pink, and then a slightly darker pink in around the green. It's That is really washed out. Can't believe how badly that's washed out. But anyway, that was the official and unofficial Claire Montgomerie card. Then we went over to the Bella Coco card, the stitch cards. Now, one of the cards was not cards, the book. Sorry, one of them that was drawn was a granny hexagon, which, yeah, it's, don't know what it is with my tension or whatever, but everything that I don't do that's, sometimes it goes okay and other times it doesn't. For some strange reason, this one just did not want to go flat. But it's exactly as it's supposed to be. So I don't know why. There's got to be something with my tension, but I don't know why, because I'm following instructions and I don't have a particularly tight tension, so don't know what's happening. It does it with my mosaics from the centre out, and it does it with ones that aren't square. So, not sure. But anyway, right. And then we'll come back to the Bella Coco book in a second, because this is it. That will be the second of the stitches that was done in the strip. So, first of it was from her cards, which is the bar stitch. And then the first from the cards was the almond stitch. Almond ridges stitch. So, yeah. Okay. Most of the stitches I can understand. There is the occasional ones I get a little bit confused with what I'm meant to do. But if they've got come on, brain. If they've got diagrams, then quite often I can follow them fairly easily. So it's I can follow diagrams, I can follow written instructions, and I can follow video, picture, into tutorials. So whichever way round, I tend to manage to work them out eventually. So not a problem. Right, so that was the bar stitch from the cards and the almond riches from Bella Coco Stitch Library book. And then finally we've got from the Claire Montgomerie crochet stitches book. We have, let's make sure I get this the right way round. Okay, so the bottom one here in the grey is upright fans. Then we have the trellis type, which is a picot trellis. So in the bottom of each of the trellis lines is a little picot. And then finally we have the waffle stitch. And as I said in last week's, it was going to be interesting because you had one which was part lacy, then we had a lacy, and then we had a very thick one. But they didn't turn out too bad, so yeah, okay. With the two that I did on the other strip, that completes that strip. So I now have 4 complete strips in the base, in the normal stitches, normal crochet stitches, and 4 complete strips in the Tunisian. So after little man goes home, I will be video recording me putting those together. So it may be one video, it may be 2 separate videos, but I will video me putting them together to turn them into a blanket. So I'll have 2 blankets done, and the third one I might have enough of my squares done to be able to make a third one, but I thought, no, I will wait and I will send them all completed next year, rather than try and force myself to get more done in time to be able to send this year. And having a discussion with my husband as well about it, and him turning around and saying to me, well, you don't want to push yourself too much, because the last time I pushed myself too much, I ended up making myself extremely ill, because I was, at that time, it was before my daughter moved out, and I was near on 24/7 looking after the grandson, because they were in the process of moving out, and yeah, that made me extremely ill, and I didn't cope very well. I ended up in hospital and ended up with having surgery because of a situation that was happening that I didn't realise was going on at the time. I knew I wasn't well, but I was just pushing myself because of that's what I do. I will push myself past my limits to um, to help anybody else out, to the detriment of my own health. So, as he said to me, yeah, you don't want to be doing that again. So, rather than pushing myself to get anything done, I've decided, no, I am going to work at my own pace. I'm not going to push myself. If I get it done, I get it done. If they don't get done, then they can wait. It's not a thing to stress myself over. Also, with part of the discussion I was having with my husband, the plans that I've got for December means that I can't do much else from the middle of November. I've got to, whatever else I've got going, I've got to finish doing by the middle of November, so that what I've got plans for December can be set up ready for me to do. You will see come December what that is. But I've got a few plans for December, and specifically will be for December. Come January, I can go back to doing all the other things, back to my norm. But so come middle of November, I will be not doing any more Monday blankets and Tunisian Tuesday blankets. They will be held over till January, and I will restart them in January. So, right, with that lot all being shown, I now need to draw out for the next one. Now, depending on when little man goes home, will depend on whether or not there will be video going up next week or not. Probably not, but we will see if I manage to get or not. But I will draw out ready to do for the next video. So, whenever that decides to come out, whether it be next week or the following week. So, here we go. Art of crochet. Pick out 2 1 and 2 and they are numbers 22 and 55 and 22 and 55. Let me get to the sheet. 22 is a green star, okay, and 55 is a summer daisy, okay. Yeah, art of crochet ones are fairly easy, so yeah, don't seem to worry too much on those ones. Okay, so the next ones is the 3D granny square. Get the right pot, there we go. Again, we pick out 2. One, 2. And they are 68 and 81. And the 3D granny squares, so 68 is the peony, okay, and 81 is Teddy, okay. Have a feeling that peony is lots of petals, and it being a 3D one, it's going to be lots of petals, okay. Right, finally we have the 100 the crochet tiles. So let's have a look. Right, 100 crochet tiles. Again, we pick out 2. One. 2. And they are numbers 10 and 25. Number 10 is crisscross and 25 is calypso. Okay. I'm beginning to wonder whether there's going to be lots more mosaic. I'm really struggling with the mosaic ones. They don't want to stay flat. But never mind, we will see. If they're mosaic, they're mosaic. And I will just have to do my best to do them. Anyway, right. With everything being said and drawn for today, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Love and kindness to everyone. Bye for now, and I will see you all soon.